Welcome everybody to Wall Street Reporter's next Super Stock live stream, February 19th, 2021. We got a debut presentation. New company we're introducing you today, Hapbee Technologies, HAPB on the TSX Venture, HAPBF over the counter. We got Scott Donald, the CEO. Scott, welcome.
Yeah, good to be here, Jack. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, Scott. You know, by the way, I got the device. I'm gonna the device.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be wearing around my like this right now.
Yeah.
Now, I just got this. I haven't set it up yet. We're gonna explain to the audience what this is. By the way, I like it. It's glowing. It's got this is I don't know if people can tell. It's a LED, right? It's like an Apple.
Yeah. So when it's playing and giving you the sensations, it's slowly breathing in and out. It literally looks like Iron Man under your shirt. Oh. It's awesome. So you just put under your shirt and no one sees it. You can turn the light off if you want to too, but.
Okay, cool. So basically, before we get started, really, I should let people know that, your company, right, it was actually introduced to us by, one of your, lead investors. And this guy brought us he was behind two companies that we've been featuring on for the last year, which was, the first one was Next Tech. That was a stock that, went up 15x, I believe, from where we introduced. I think it was about 50 cents, went like $10. And then also Fans Unite, which he actually introduced that company to us, and that debuted with, I think, at 30 cents on our platform, or 20. I forget. It was in the 20s or 30s back in July. Today it's $2.25. It's about up 9x. So there's a good, there's good provenance. So you come from like, there's a good, we're going to find out if Hapbee is going to be that next 10x or 100x stock. So that's going to be the thing. And I think we're going to have a lot of questions today. So everybody watching, please, after I'm kind of done with a couple of questions make sure to ask Scott your questions. I know we're going to have a lot of questions, and then decide for yourself if Hapbee is going to be that next 100-bagger stock. Scott, with all that done, let's explain to us what is this technology? What do you do? What does Hapbee do?
Well, this technology, by the way, I'm not the creator, but what we can do is we designed a product that allows you to choose how you want to feel. Okay. It's like the next generation of general wellness products. So moods, feelings, sensations at the click of a button. So the tech, I'll get into, it's crazy technology. It's been going for about 18 years, $80 million invested into this. The guy who invented Cialis and his team built this tech, 37 patents in 60 countries. And my team took that technology and licensed it for the consumer market over the last 2 years. So the idea here is we can help you feel through these very precise magnetic fields that come from our labs out in Seattle. We can give you sensations that make you feel more alert, that literally mimics a couple cups of coffee. That's what we got it from. We can make you feel like a focus signal. That's what I'm on right now. I love this. Right before a presentation, it dials me in. It feels like a cigar, honestly. Muscle relaxants. We have a relax signal. We have a calm signal that's a de-stressor at the end of a long day. We have tons of people using that for like at the end of work days, on a trip, like on the flights or watching movies. They just throw that signal on. It's awesome. You just check out. We have a sleepy signal for sleep. People put under their pillow and their deep REM goes up. And we've got a happy signal, which I'm pretty sure is going to be everyone's favorite long term. That one mimics a couple of happy hour shots, literally.
Okay. And so you mentioned sleep. Sleep by itself is that's a massive. Essentially, you really. This, this is the what is it? The there was I think there was an old I think there was an old story on like one of these old Wall Street stories that, hey, the perfect stock, the thing that's going to be the next million bag, not even the thing is going to be, it's going to it's going to taste like chocolate, feel like sex, and cure cancer, all in one thing. That's, but essentially, you're it's kind of you're kind of pretty close.
Look, our vision is huge for this. And what I like is that we've brought on the right partners we are fringe right now because people are just now starting to hear about us, and the conversion rates are amazing through affiliates and our funnels we're testing. But I love that we're getting the right partners on to just educate people, show the science, show the double-blinded placebo-controlled studies we finished last May, show the 6 peer-reviewed journal entries and CNS oncology and all the data from our parent company that we're using these signals from. So we're getting the right people to try to tell this story because it's a brand new story. I mean, 80 years ago, you'd be burned at the stake if someone told you about internet, okay? But if you really get into the science here of what we're doing, it's we believe the next major category that's going to be created in the mental wellness space.
We're gonna have some. Actually, this is we're gonna audience comment question. Hapbee, I would agree with this. Essentially, Hapbee is essentially tapping into markets which are. I mean, it touches. That's why I had that comment. I mean, it touches like everything. Essentially, feelings. I mean, look. Essentially, you're creating feelings. I mean, everything in life. Motivation is about feelings. People buy the car they buy. They consume to get a feeling. People, everything is about, it's the whole point of being human.
Straight to the vein of what people want. Exactly.
Okay. And this, essentially your technology is able to create feelings on demand. So it's like, perfect for, today's audience, which wants instant gratification. They want it now. They don't want to, they want the thing that, they want it now. They don't want to. Okay. So I think it's important for people to understand is that there is a real science behind this. There is studies. There's $80 million of research. Can you talk a little bit about the history, and then we can talk about the markets here, because I think people get an idea of how big the scope, the scale of this could be. But talk about the reality, the background of this.
Yeah. So our parent company, their name is called Emulate Therapeutics out of Seattle, Washington. Over a dozen PhDs and scientists built this program, including Dr. Kenneth Ferguson, led the team to invent Cialis, and a whole chunk of other incredible scientists and doctors that helped this technology come to life. Their initial hypothesis, starting way back in 2002, 2003, was, what if drug molecules had a signal? What if they had a wave? What if they had a wake? Okay. And what if that wake is what's causing a sensation in your body? Okay. What if that's possible? Okay. These guys were not business people. We have to make sure everyone understands this. The business end of this is coming in the last several years, but the first 5-6 years was a bunch of scientists in a basement. And their idea was what Einstein said, which is all things are connected at a subatomic level through frequency, through sound. And so for them, they thought, okay, there's a technology out there that the Navy uses, and it's called magnetometers. You can look it up, Google magnetometer devices, and the Navy uses these to find nuclear Russian subs in the Pacific. It's these little propane tanks that are basically the world's most powerful recording devices for frequencies, okay? And instead of looking outward, they thought, what if we could look internally at like a molecular level? Okay, so they had this crazy idea, went down to the company in San Diego called Tristan Technologies, who made these products for the Navy. And they pooled their money and grabbed a couple of them. And they tweaked them for about 4.5 years, put Faraday cages around them, pumped them full of liquid helium, talked about or worked on all these little techniques to listen internally, okay? And so what they were eventually able to do was put a certain molecule. Their first one was actually Taxol, which is a chemo drug. And they put this little vial inside of this tank, and it threw off a wake, threw off a frequency, okay? And they were able to then replicate and imitate those effects, emulate their name, those effects onto animals and humans to mimic the effect of chemo. That without any toxicological side effects. Basically, you're not digesting poison. Okay, so this is what our parent company has been doing. They've been in FDA, they're through FDA 2 already. That's what all the research has been for the last 15 years. I invested in that company, as well as many of my family and friends, way back 12 years ago or more now, because we believe in what they're doing. They're really changing the game here. I'm laughing at the beginning of this call. You said, what was it? Chocolate, sex, and cancer? If, like,
Sure. Yeah, basically.
So they're not curing cancer, obviously, but they can help extend life, and they can help with people, you know, without giving them the nightmare effects of chemo. So anyway, long story short, that is how this technology was built. But it's not just, you know, chemo, Taxol that they can do this with. They can do this with many types of chemicals and molecules and compounds of interest. So I have a background in apps, consumer tech. I've got the largest school fundraising franchise in America called Apex. I've got 500 employees. We've got an app team, a promotional team. I've got just all the pieces. And a couple years ago, we were talking to the board, and basically they said the consumer market would be very interesting, not medical. Okay, let's do a mood feeling product that uses this technology and license it for the greater consumer markets. And I immediately had the vision of what this would look like. The app connects to the device, plays these signals on command, unlimited, all day long. I mean, we have thousands of customers using this every day or two right now. And our top users are between 8 and 12 hours a day, Jack. And they're using this for alert, sleepy, at night when they go to sleep. They use relax after a long day. They're, you know, if you're sitting a long time in a chair, you use the relax signal for your muscles. It is starting to gain a ton of momentum. And so that's what we are doing at Hapbee.
Okay, so this is, okay, so we're gonna like unpack all this. This is like I mean, the possibilities here are like incredible. We're going to get into how you're marketing this because it's incredible stuff. So bottom line is the technology behind this. It's a real technology. This is not like some like quackery stuff or like this is, you have like, this is like the real deal. Okay. So let's talk about, okay. So this is, I guess, would it be fair to say that this is kind of like really your first device? It's almost like, you know, when Apple launched the iPod, I don't know if anybody remembers the iPod, but that was the first thing. Then it became the, I don't know, the iPhone and all everything else. But this is not ultimately. You're going to have essentially your technology platform. Is that fair to say?
Yeah,
and this is just one iteration.
Think of this. Think of this product.
To get those feelings out.
Yeah, this is like the ugly brick iPod that came out at the very beginning, okay? We just wanted to get something out that would be easy, sleek, lightweight, that everyone could use and understand. If you just saw the latest press release, we just had our provisional patent for a bed form factor, a topper, a mattress topper that we're working on right now with our design partners. We're about a month and a half into that. We're really excited later this year to announce what that full product's gonna look like. But that is another way to use the same exact signals and sensations while you're sleeping, right? It connects to the app. It's a hub and spoke model. This is a platform technology. Ski helmets, yoga mats, massage tables. Like there are endless possibilities of where this technology can go. People are just looking to feel better throughout the day without having to ingest a bunch of chemicals or substances or pills that can maybe hurt them, right? I'm not against a drink. I love a good Manhattan, but I don't need 3 or 4. I need 1 and the happy signal. Saved 50,000 calories last year, okay? People like to drink coffee, but more than 3 cups, you're gonna get the shakes and diarrhea. Use the alert signal with a cup of coffee if you still want to. So there's lots of ways to be able to utilize the technology here.
Yeah, okay, so basically, this is kind of really the start. This is the start, and it's almost like I don't know. Well, I mentioned the iPhone. Obviously, we had the old cell phones, which would start off as a brick, and now it became like, you know, a little device, and you know, and then multiple different iterations.
Right.
Okay, so incredible stuff. Okay, so we talked about some of the kind of markets. How are you? So this is the first thing that you're in the market with, right? So let's talk about like how are you selling it? What's the business model? What does it sell for? Let's go into that.
Yeah, so we are going B2C directly, sold from our website. We brought on Conscious Partners. They are the marketing arm of Oura Ring. If anyone here uses Oura Ring to track sleep, they almost single-handedly took Oura Ring up to $250 million in valuation with their marketing funnels, affiliates, paper ads. They are now, same deal with us for the last 8 months. And they've done an incredible job building websites, funnels, ads, retargeting. they're getting that cost per acquisition down more and more every day to where we feel really confident now to be able to increase spend very quickly. We've got Dave Asprey as our main affiliate with Jim. Dave Asprey is the father of biohacking, if anybody's follows any sort of biohacking world. Jim Quick, who's the brain coach to all the stars, Oprah and Will Smith and all these people, they're both investors and advisors of ours. Joe Polish, one of the top marketers on the planet, he has connected us with infinite affiliates already. So we're getting the right names to launch this product. You know, we just brought on Kevin Harrington last month, original shark on Shark Tank, and he's now connecting us with tons of affiliates all over the world to be able to get the word out about this product. So we have digital assets, swipe copy, pictures, testimonials, hundreds of testimonials now that people are sharing. And so it's getting easier more and more every day to educate the world.
It's okay. You mentioned, I mean, it seems like essentially this is going to be, it's marketed, you know, direct to consumer, which is like, this is like basically the, you know, VCs love this model. You know, this is where all the hot companies are. Like, let's talk about, you start with sleep, like was it the Purple Mattress or those guys? Then you have, I'm trying to think, there's so many of these D2C guys right now. It's like, you can't keep, it's, you know, massive market. And you just mentioned like all these like key influencers. I mean, like you're really hitting, I mean, it's like, it's almost like you're really connecting with the right demographic. I mean, this is like a perfect thing. Okay, so a question, Ramsey's asking, what does the product cost? How do you make money with this?
Yeah, so we can make it for about $100. We sell it for about $350, and you can pay a lifetime where you never have to subscribe or pay anything for around $800, and you get all the future signals for unlimited use. All right. So the model here is the app, which I'll show you these signals right now. Here's our initial playlist. Here's our first 6 signals. We've got alert, calm, focus, happy, relaxed, sleepy, which I talked about. People are using almost all these. Like, you know, sleepy is the most used, but that's just because people put it under their pillow for 4 hours every night. And so it's every single day. But the other ones have just as much hits and sessions as sleepy. It's just not used for 4 hours every time. Like I don't use focus for 4 hours. I use it for about an hour and a half. And then I take a break and move on to something else. But we are launching new signals every few months into the app. Think of this like Netflix for feelings, okay? We've got 18 signals in the labs right now, 2 home runs. I'm really excited. They're gonna be coming out here in the next little bit in our app when we finished all the code to be able to easily allow you to get these signals onto your device. Takes 10 minutes, click go, then you have the signal, unlimited play. And so we've got signals that we're looking at for diet right now, hunger suppressant signals, memory signals to help with your neurocognitive function, performance signals, increasing blood flow for couples, okay? Which when you think about our bed form factor, now you know where we're going.
And the guy behind this, the guy behind your technology invented Cialis also.
Yes, but I'm not allowed to publicly make a connection one-to-one.
Okay. We're not gonna, there's no medical, okay. So, okay, it gives feelings. Does this give, we're gonna try to keep this friendly, but so basically feelings. So can this give you the feeling of an orgasm for 4 hours? Like,
no,
you know?
Not that, no. I don't know of any drug who can get you that. But let's think of it this way, okay? We mimic sleep aids, muscle relaxants, you know, cups of coffee, a couple shots at the bar with your friends, a cigar. Like we mimic these experiences without anything negative in your body, right? So if there are other types of compounds that we can bring in and load into the app from our labs, we're gonna do it. Our goal is to ultimately have tons of these signals and allow families to subscribe for it's like $19 a month for the family to subscribe.
So it's a subscription. Really, you make money on the subscription model, right? So to get the different feeling. Okay, so if I buy this and I don't pay the monthly fee, it stops working?
You'll still get a couple signals for life.
Okay. Oh, so basically
all the signals for your family, it's like $19 a month or $15 if you pay for the year. It's like two drinks, right? That's the idea behind this. And you know, we've got a very high subscription rate right now. So we're not seeing drop off. We're seeing like people want more signals and they want to try new experiences. And we have it like a family. You know, when you log into Netflix and you've got 3-4 people that can come, you know, and join on Netflix for that one subscription. That's our ultimate goal, is because people use, you know, we have husbands and wives, they have to buy another product, but they just use the same account, and each one chooses their favorite signals throughout the day.
Okay, we have a lot of, we're going to get into the audience questions. Scott, I hope you have like, you might be here for a little while. We're going to hit all the questions in just
now you know why this is exploding.
Yeah. So basically, okay, so the model really is the recurring revenue, the subscription model to get new feelings. You know, it's a little bit like when we first spoke, when I first, like somebody, like when you explained it, I was like, wow, this is like, what is it, like that Blade Runner movie when, you know, it's 100 years in the future and people create dreams, they implant dreams or life, you know. So this is like the same, this is like really, we're talking about, you know, this is something completely different than anything, you know, I've ever seen in the market. And it's like, this is really like next level, like future stuff. I mean, this is like, it doesn't get any, this is sort of like the merging of the spiritual and the science, and like, it's and crazy stuff. Okay, important question. How long have you been on the market? How long have you been market? What kind of traction do you have?
Okay, we launched a small Indiegogo campaign last year. Okay, a little under a year ago, we launched on Indiegogo, and the whole reason of that, we had already raised millions and millions of dollars, but we did that program just so we could see what our marketing would look like. Would people convert? Would people buy our product, sight unseen, reading through the copy and the digital assets? And our goal was to sell 50 grand worth, just to test. Family and friends, random people, try some ads. We sold over $500,000 worth, and it was a top 1% on Indiegogo. And so then we shut it off. We're like, we're not going to be able to fulfill this demand for the next 6-7 months because we were still in manufacturing and COVID, by the way. So we fulfilled those products by October, okay, of last year, and that's when we launched the website to our first affiliate partners. Dave Asprey was one of the biggest ones. We've got Tim Gray, 5K runner, a couple others that are starting to convert really well too. And I think since then we've sold another couple thousand altogether. So I think we're at over 3,000 total sold. And our manufacturing,
basically, you just launched really a couple months ago. Essentially, this is like still, you're not even. I think one of the first constraints or the issues you had is obviously in manufacturing the product, getting the product done, everything else. And by the way, I have the box. Just I got the box come in. It's you know, it's cool. I'm doing like a demo. We're doing here. We should run an 800 number at the bottom or a link where people. This is this box. You know, it's nice. This is all, you know, good stuff. It comes in this. You get a little bag, you know, this thing goes in. This is top stuff here. Okay, so you got the manufacturing. Are you able to manufacture? Are you able to scale this right now? That's the question.
Yeah. I got a text right now. Yeah, we're doing thousands right now. We have an inventory of between 500 and 1,500 right now of extra that we're fulfilling. So now we're able to increase market spend. You got to remember, we haven't spent much on marketing yet. Like our cost per clicks, we're just throwing spaghetti at the wall and tweaking all of our funnels and getting everything in. But we're right now about to be in the margins where we can just jack it up. We're literally at the precipice right now, and people are starting to hear about it. And so we've got thousands more being made every month coming from our factory in Michigan here in the States. We had a little bit of supply chain issues with chips and boards with COVID, but most of that's over now. And we're ready to go. Yeah. I mean, it's the next step for us is some key partnerships that we're finalizing right now, and then just slowly, incrementally increasing our ad spend out to the world. So yeah, there you go.
Can you make Jason's wife happy? Is this a good present? Would you recommend this as a present, like a Valentine's Day?
I mean, we sold double just at Christmas of our monthly volume for the whole year. A ton of people. We had 2 companies buy hundreds of these for all of the Satori Capital and Strategic Coach, which is like one of the top entrepreneurial coaching companies in the world. They bought hundreds of them for all their employees at the holiday season, just because they thought, you know what, we want to invest in our people and give them a really cool product. And so they gave them as a mental wellness investment in their people, and they're all using it. all the time on these coaching calls and like coaching their customers. And now customers are hearing about it. It's a really, really fun investment. We've had about 5 or 6 businesses buy them for all their people just because of the benefit that the employer is seeing from it, right? Like think about it, more energy in the morning, more productivity throughout the day, less stress from the relax after, coming down after the workday, and then better sleep at night. Just those 4 alone are home runs.
It's interesting. Like right now, you have the whole remote workforce thing happening. Tech companies, I could see somebody look, and tech companies, Google, Facebook, they don't. For them to spend $300 on, it's like, I mean, they spend money on like, when people get jobs at these like, companies. Oh, I guess everybody's gone from the Bay Area, but they give them free massages, snacks, like costs of crazy things to get people to to join the company. So for them, this is something that would actually be very, very attractive to send out to their employees, like a Twitter or whatever it is. They have people spread out. Of course, it keeps them productive and motivated, happy.
Think about Fitbit, right? And actually, the Fitbit guys helped us do some of this design, just so you know. But Fitbit has a huge corporate sales division. They sell to hospital networks. They sell to all these groups for wellness for all their people. This is an entire market we want to go after. We have some sales organizations and distributor people that we're talking to, investors in our business right now, who want to take it to those markets and sell not just to the individual, but to the organization itself.
Okay, so you're really just hit the market. So we're kind of at this inflection point where you're basically commercializing the product. Like right in the next, I think probably in the next 3 months, 6 months, we can start to expect news flow, milestones, sales. So that's going to start happening. I mean, so the good news is you're already in the market. This is not like something where we got to wait 6 months. Okay, it's right now. It's that inflection point, which is what we like here. Is we like these companies that address massive markets at an inflection point, and there's multiple catalysts that can, drive the value. I want to ask you, Scott, how big do you see? Do you have like what's your vision for the company? Where do you see this, 3 years from now? Like, how big can this opportunity become?
Bigger than me, way bigger than me. The vision is so large that we are actively right now bringing on more talent. Like we are hiring fast right now. We're bringing on more coders. We're looking for more executives. We're all these affiliates coming to us now. It's already getting huge. But the vision I see, think of like a hub and a spoke model. The hub is our app, which has like Netflix, new signals being launched every few months into it. People are excited. That builds momentum. Everyone's re-engaged and excited about new signals for different uses, right? Like diet, memory, performance, not just what we've got. And then the spokes are the different ways to use the technology. This is just the first one, right? Then think of, massage beds, pillow top or mattress toppers, ski helmets, yoga mats, like float pods. One of our investors owns True Rest, 300,000 people floating in pods in salt water. I mean, he and I went in one of these things with our relax signal. It felt like I was in space, weightless, like out of my mind, tripped. Okay, it was incredible. So there's all these things that we're trying right now to see where this technology can go. It all connects to the app, but people use it all throughout their day.
Okay, I want to ask you. You mentioned you said a word you said trip, and all of a sudden I'm thinking, can this have any type of we're dealing with a lot of psychedelic companies right now. Can this give you the effect of a psychedelic trip?
That I cannot talk about.
Okay, we can. Okay, so we got somebody say, how about getting cannabis, any of that stuff? Like basically, that's something you can't talk about.
So yeah, we got.
You don't want to say. I mean, like it's I guess a gray area.
So let's be really clear. We give sensations only. So there's no drug in your body. We're not making any medical claims, right? This is basically just a mood, feeling, sensation product. Our parent company is doing all the medical claims through FDA. That's the delineation.
That's a real medical company. It's a medical device company.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For 15 years, and they're doing an incredible job. So we are the mood, sensations, and feelings. And so for us, yes, I can relax your muscles, just like a muscle relaxant would that you might feel from something like an edible or something like you're smoking. I'm not going to give you 100% of that exact feeling or that high. These things are never one-to-one. We give you these subtle sensations throughout your body to support mental health. Okay, that's the point of our technology. So what we tell people is, hey, this is sort of the future of mental wellness. You know, this isn't going to be like press the button and you get some electric shock and holy cow. But some of these signals are pretty strong. You know, they build over, you know, it's a 10-day onboarding. It takes, my first time playing it is about 15 minutes. I started to get the first sensations of the relaxed signals, the first one I ever tried. And then these other signals, the more you do them, the faster you start to feel them. So now, you know, most of all of our team and all of our network, they feel these things within 2-3 minutes of playing them. But you have to build those pathways. You have to kind of train your brain to know what's going on here, okay? It all comes down to non-covalent bonds. So I know people are going to have all these questions about the science of what's happening in your body when you do this. Just think about what happens when a non-covalent bond hits your body, okay? When you take ibuprofen, for instance. A non-covalent bond happens. It's not a chemical bond. It's an exchange of electrons that fires to your protein receptors. And if that can happen, you don't need the substance there, okay? So if we can have an ability to help people feel a certain way with no chemicals in their body, no toxicological side effects, we think that's a home run.
You know, essentially, you mentioned something which is interesting. You said this is like, you know, you said mental health. And, you know, this really could be the future of mental health, because why do people go to psychologists, psychiatrists? Because they're unhappy. I mean, basically, they're unhappy. They're depressed. You know, there's some sort of issue there. It's a mental issue, right? And if this gives them the instant gratification of those feelings, that changes the state, right? Essentially, you're changing states. Yep. As like Tony Robbins, you know, Tony Robbins is all about state management.
Tony Robbins has the only XL size on the planet right now, by the way.
That one?
Yeah. Yep. Peter Diamandis is one of our advisors and partners. He's like the X Prize Singularity.
Diamandis is one of your advisors?
Not paid. Just a friend and a mentor. Yeah. He uses the product, tells people about it, and he sent one, our only XL we've ever made, because we've got 500 more coming right now, because a lot of people are like, I can't fit it over my head. So, but the first one ever went to Tony. Yeah.
Wow. By the way, I think the size, because the one you said, this actually is a little larger. Is there a difference? You can get different sizes, right?
Yeah. We have an XL coming.
It's supposed to really go like this, right?
There's multiple ways to wear it, right? Because some people, we have a bunch of models who wear this. They bend the back like this. Oh. And it just like form fits to your forehead, but you kind of you kind of look like a tax accountant. This is like, you know, a tax collector. But most people like me, they just wear it around their neck or under their shirt, right? So no one even knows I'm wearing this throughout the workday. I'm on calls, I'm on Zooms, I'm in meetings, and I'm wearing this under my shirt. Okay. It's the same sensations either way, because it's delivering a field about this big to your brain and your body. Okay, the top of your spine, which is the entry point to your central nervous system, we're triggering all these responses in a field about this big. So whether it's here or here, it doesn't really matter. So
okay, so you know, it's funny, when I got this, I was like, this thing is too big. I didn't realize you have to. I didn't, you know, because I don't read instructions. It's probably an issue. Let's say, like, I don't really want to read instructions, and it's probably an issue. Like, probably people, you know, that's you know, in terms of you know, like, here's what I want to ask you, because we got a question here. What's the satisfaction rate, or what's the okay? So you're selling these. And I think I asked you this. I asked you, like, what's the return rate? What's the churn rate? You know, what's the okay? So let's see here. Okay, this guy's Brandon. What's the success rate on the product? I guess he's like, yeah. How many returns do you get?
93% success rate on the product right now. Our blinded studies were 98 to 100% success rate. People could tell if it was on or off, if it was sleepy, alert, you know, when we did those tests last year. But the customers in the market right now, it's about a 93% success rate. And there are, you know, 7% of people are returning the product, which you know, for a new product, that's about a B+, A-. With our new signals and the optimization we're doing, it's going to go way better, A+. But I'm pretty excited about that number, because most of those 7% were people who double ordered or got it as a gift or didn't really know what the heck it was, and returned these products back in November before we fixed all of our onboarding. So I'm really excited about that number. You know, we published that number. This is one of our top numbers we look at every single week. Signal strength for me, you know, because 10% of users, 10% of our members, like it's too strong. It's like 5 minutes, they got to take it off. 10% of people is what this person asks, is like, I don't really know how I feel. I don't know how much I feel. This one's nice. I like alert. I like focus, but these ones I don't really feel. And then everyone else is in the middle. Like, this is cool. I use this for sleepy only, and it's amazing. And that's okay, right? Think about it. You don't watch everything on Netflix. You only need to have a specific signal that you love. Almost everybody now, 3,000 people, usually everyone chooses 2 to 3. And over a third of our people just focus on one signal, and that's their home run. That's their favorite. I use relax every day for my lower back. I use alert every morning because it just it wakes me up. I feel amazing. I use sleepy at night. So that's totally fine for us. But our biggest obstacle right now is just educating. We have to teach people what this thing is. And the more we drill that in, as we're seeing, our conversion goes down, our returns go down, and people are onboarded much better.
Okay, so no, so this is okay. So I actually was just doing some quick math. Basically, the real money comes from the subscriptions, right? Which is $20 a month approximately.
Yep.
So if you get 100,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers at $20 is $2 million a month, right?
Yep.
24 million a year revenues, just it's recurring, right? Recurring revenues, which is, the holy grail of the SaaS model, the whole sale. This is the holy grail of NASDAQ, of the stocks that are trading at 100x multiples. Basically, you get to 100,000, you're going to have $1 billion market cap, because, if you're doing 24 million in revenues recurring, plus the other thing, the market right now is paying 50 times, 40 times for companies with that type of thing. Plus, you got this X factor of this like blue sky. This is like there's nobody else doing this, right? This is like,
Yeah, there's 37 patents behind this technology. Nobody can do this, okay? And these are continually upped all the time. We have our parent companies, senior partners at Perkins Coie. They've been protecting this thing.
That's a big IP firm.
Absolutely, yeah. That's our partner here. So we want to be able to control this really, really well, control the messaging, and continue to build on the marketplace. So real quick as a comp, so everyone who knows Oura Ring, a lot of biohackers, functional medicine, counselors, I mean, at least half of our first several thousand people that use Hapbee have Oura Rings. They put the sleep signal under their pillow, the sleepy signal going. Their deep REM goes up 20% faster in the night. They hit deep REM way faster with the sleepy signal coming onto them. And Oura Ring, it took them the first year, it took them to sell their first 10,000 products. Okay, we're ahead of where they were when they did this 2-3 years ago.
Oh,
and then they sold 100,000 products in 3 months after those first 10,000 were sold. Okay, they absolutely hit it, and we have the same market partners, same funnels, same customer demographics, almost the same price point. Oura Rings are $300. We're like just over that. The only difference is membership subscription, right? But we have that X factor, right? Oura just gives you tracking data. We actually can give you sensations on your body. And eventually I want to track too and give you data and bring it all into one. I mean, the wearable tech industry is exploding. So this is, we feel like we're in the right spot.
Okay. I mean, yeah. Okay. So basically there's a real, very, very clear runway to $1 billion valuation. I mean, it's like, clear as day. Okay, so what's the share structure? How many shares out do you have fully diluted?
Around 45 million.
45 million shares. It's like a bargain, basically. The stock is what about? I think it's $1. I think oh my God, it's $1 now. So
yeah, 80 something cents. I don't know.
45 million valuation. 50. Let's call it $50 million valuation. And
very tightly held. You probably need to say that too. Very tightly held. Most of us are in this for the long haul, locked up for many years. I don't even know if I'm supposed to say things like this, but half of all the stocks are not even out there. Like, we don't even care about that. We're growing this business for the long haul. This is a billion or bust kind of a thing. So, if people out there who want to do this, I'm not getting that money when people are trading in the marketplace. We have our money. We're growing our market. We're able to do what we need to do and then tell the world about it. I mean, I like being a public stock because we can educate people so much easier on calls like that.
And then we're invested. People can actually listen. When you're a consumer product, I think it's a great thing for consumer products to have a more people they can buy the stock. Then they're a stakeholder in the thing.
Yes, I can't tell you people they'll email our customer service and say, you guys are a stock. Like, how are you a stock? You just started.
How come you don't have the box? The box should have a symbol on the back.
We haven't even told them. We're just going to announce this next month. We're going to start doing that. But we've been getting so many people being like, I've been using this for 6 months. I didn't even know, right? How many people buy Apple stock because they use Apple products?
Everybody. This is hardcore. There's like a lot of those people are. So this is the same thing. This is, I think it's a great comparison because Apple. So I think if you just put the stock symbol on the box, and people will know. But okay, so essentially, there's a real clear path to this being a $20 plus stock because 50 million shares times 20 is $1 billion, and you get that valuation if you just have. It's such a low bar. 100,000 paying subscribers is nothing. In the consumer, wearables Fitbit space, how many Fitbits are out there? Like a trillion.
There's a lot. There's a lot. I don't even know the number, but
and these Aura guys, the Aura ring, which is hardly anybody even knows about that yet, but they've already paved. It's the same idea. Crazy stuff. Okay. Let me just get to some audience questions. I'm sorry. I apologize for not getting to the questions quicker. Okay. Great question from Morpheus. Has there been clinical studies to ensure no long-term adverse effects from magnetic fields?
Great question, Morpheus, and good name too. So yes, the clinical studies have been going on for over 12 years on this technology. Our parent company helps run all of the safety and clinical trials. They're going through FDA on all these trials with signals that are much more potent than what we're doing right now, right? We've had people using this for 7 years, 24/7 around their heads with 0 side effects. We've had over 400,000 hours of play amongst all of the members for many, many years. Some of us have been I've been using this for years already. Just hasn't been out public, And so 400,000 hours of play, 0 serious adverse events. It's a medical, the word is SAEs. So we've had 0. And it's probably important to mention that all of our signals that hit the market go through an entire evaluation protocol. So first we start with animal tests with mice, testing for behavior, right? Because a mice doesn't have placebo. They're a mouse. How are they going to know that a sleepy signal's on them? Okay. We do all the mice studies, but then we do all pathology workups, histograms. We check tissue, we check organs. We run the signals on these for a long, long time, and then we see if there's any issues. And there's been 0 issues in any of the reports. So we still have the liability disclaimers on the app. Hey, if you've got a pacemaker, probably shouldn't use it. Hey, make sure you're an adult to buy the product. Hey, if you're pregnant, probably shouldn't do it because we haven't done a $400 million study with Stanford and Scientific American yet. So just the regular disclaimers that every single other company in the PEMF industry puts on their disclaimers, we have the same ones. But yes, we're always checking for safety. The last thing I will say is people are worried about Bluetooth and EMF, okay? There's a great article that has a ton of views. It's actually ranked on page 1 for us on Google. Dave Asprey put it out called Good versus Bad EMFs. We actually have an airplane mode for our product where you don't need to be connected to Bluetooth. There's no EMF hitting you. And your brain, by the way, gives off EMF. Your heart gives off EMF. There's good EMF. Your body communicates through frequency. It's actually a good thing. But what you don't want are the negative EMFs coming from power lines and cell phone satellites and outlets and those types of things. So we're able to actually block out bad EMFs and give you very, very microscopic signals that can help your cells relax. You can help your protein receptors change shape. We can help give you these things in your body to support health and support balanced mental states rather than something that's potentially harmful to you.
Okay, so the inventor behind this is actually the guy. Again, he's the guy behind Cialis. So one of the warnings you have, the potential side effect is if you have an erection lasting longer than 4 hours from using this, call your doctor immediately. Seek immediate help.
If that happens, call us first, because I want to know what signal that was, and I want to bottle it and play it everywhere else.
Exactly. That's gonna be the bestseller.
Oh yeah,
but this is just $1 billion idea.
That signal. I mean, I'm not saying we have it or not, but I'm saying we're not going to release that signal until we are further down the line. I mean, I
was making a joke, but you're saying that there is a possibility of that signal?
There is a possibility of a lot of signals, yeah. But we can't make any public statements until things are there. But we've had many discussions about this, and I think one of the biggest mistakes that Cialis and Viagra made is that they were actually created for women. And then when they launched, they bought them for the men. And the men were the only people who have ever used it, and now like none of the women buy it and use it. We don't want this product to become that. This product and all the other supplementary products that people use, we want this to be a mental wellness product, and we don't want any one signal to take over. Again, this is a platform technology. It's like if Spotify was only known for country music. Like, we don't want to do that. That would limit our market. So we're just being very careful of how we message.
Okay. Are you the only company that has a license for this technology from the parent?
Yeah, so we have the global license for the consumer side for humans. All these signals we get first rights on for humans, okay? They do have other work that they're doing with oncology and the pain space and all these medical claims. But in terms of humans and consumer goods, we have the lockdown on all of these sensations.
Okay, so you're selling right now. How are you selling right now? Just online?
Yep, we just started on our website. That's the first place. We also have a few distributorships going on. We have some veterans organizations love this. We'll be talking more about some of these partnerships coming out soon. But a distribution model is going to be one of the ways that we grow to these groups that buy it for 30–40% off, and then sell it to all of their customers in their markets. That's a big place for us. We are looking into Amazon right now. One of our board members has the largest Amazon fulfillment center in America, Mark Tim. And so we've been preparing that for about 6 months. We wanted to get our reviews under control, our returns down. You got to get everything right before you go on Amazon.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, so essentially your marketing, I saw on your website, you have a lot of these influencers, a lot of these people who are like all over social media, like, the biohacking people, essentially, I think this appeals to a lot of the sort of like, I don't know, these guys you see on YouTube, these like, entrepreneur, like the Gary V, what is it? What's the guy? There's guys who talk about the sleep thing. Like they're very into the sleep, getting perfect amount of sleep, biohacking. It's a whole.
Yeah. A lot of our networks are in, I was just on a Zoom call with Genius Network, some of the top marketers across the planet. And just in our group, there was over 15 people literally wearing Hapbee during the Zoom. It was a very cool moment just to see all these people starting to use this throughout our, high-level entrepreneurial networks. That's going to be where we grow, because those people are starting to share with 100,000 people in their network.
Yeah, they have, they have massive audiences, and people who are willing to spend $300. It's they have the right audience. Okay, so Ramsey's saying you will sell a ton of these at airports. Can this make you?
Ramsey, you should email us, because that's exactly what we're talking about right now. We're actually talking to a company that wants to sell these on the TVs in the airports. So this is a huge, think about going on a 4-hour flight and playing Sleepy and Relax playlist back and forth, an hour each as you do a 4-hour, 5-hour flight. Here's a great story. One of our initial investors, I literally met him and his wife here in Phoenix, Terry Mitchell and his wife. It was one of our old ugly products that our prototypes. And I was telling about it. I just saw him next to me on the plane. We started talking, and they're like, "No way." I was like, "You want to try it?" I gave him one of them. I gave the sleepy signal, and the other one I gave the relax signal, because his lower back had issues, and sitting on a plane was miserable. In 10 minutes, both of them completely passed out for the next 2.5 hours of the flight. Completely passed out until the battery died on the thing. And they woke up, and they looked over, and they gave me their email, and they both invested. I think they invested 50 grand into the business like the next day. It was the coolest experience. And I'm still friends with these people now. This was a couple years ago. That's what happens when people use the technology, and we have a money back guarantee. So if you don't like it, we'll give you your money back. Someone else wants the product, like waiting in line. Okay. So we are happy to give a guarantee behind the product. We do stand behind it, you know? And if someone really doesn't have a good experience, I don't want you to lose money. I want you to, you know, either call us and we'll coach you through it to help you feel it better. Cause that's what some people do. They just call us and we help them do 30 minutes of a sleepy, do 30 minutes of alert, go back to sleepy and then alert. And then you'll start to get the sensations and you're good.
You're probably going to have guys on YouTube doing videos that talk, like doing reviews and explaining how it's used, all the stuff. It's going to be, you know, crazy. Yeah. Trevor's asking, can you connect it simultaneously while AirPods are connected playing music? Can you get the feeling of music? I think he's asking maybe.
No. Yeah, he's asking, will it work with Bluetooth on two different?
Oh, okay.
So we built this product to be able to turn on, and then you can just turn your phone off if you want to. So you can play these signals up to 4 hours at a time. So you can literally just play a signal and just turn off your app or go do something else or disconnect if you want to. And it's going to keep playing. As long as the logo breathes in and out, you're getting the signal. So if you want to use AirPods or Beats or anything else that's Bluetooth, you can do those in conjunction with our product. The only downside I would say is sometimes there's a little bit of a fuzz. There's a tiny little fuzz because this is actually blocking out bad EMF, which sometimes comes from your AirPods. And so there can be a little bit of a fuzz. Some people have noticed it, others don't notice it. So, but if you keep the signals around your neck, it usually doesn't affect you too much if it's in your ears, okay? But yes, you can do both in conjunction. Listen to music. We have a lot of people who meditate using this or do yoga. So they play, whoever that, you know, that Englishman is on Headspace, they love doing that together with this, or playing yoga and listening to music or things like that.
Okay, this is all the right markets, all the demographics that are, you know, are willing and able to pay $300 and $20 a month. It's perfect. So, okay, Morpheus asking again, how close does it have to be to your head or body to be effective?
Yeah, so this product is a copper coil wound around. It's a 28 gauge wire wound around 30 times. And it's creating a very tiny, very precise magnetic field as you're playing each of the signals here on the chip. Think of it as like a 3D egg, Jack. So anything in this space is getting the signal, okay? It's like the Earth's magnetic field, right? It's this high, about 8 inches above, 8 inches below, a couple inches on each side. This is why people can put under their pillow and still have the effect through the pillow. Okay, because it's a field that goes through bone, blood, skin, muscle, everything, okay? Addictive for sure, I see that comment. So let's talk about that, because one of our top customer bases right now are people that are in recovery, right? Our fastest buyers right now are seniors that are achy, biohackers that want to get the best out of their life. They want to feel good at the touch of a button because they're in the biohacking, they love gadgets. Functional medicine doctors and practitioners, counselors, psychologists, and then we have veterans, you know, and addicts and a bunch of other people who love using this for stress or for creating good habits instead of bad ones. So when someone says, can you get addicted to this product? There's nothing chemically addictive in our product. There's no chemical in your body. However, I'm not dumb. Exercise is addictive if you get it, because it releases a dopamine in your brain. Eating good food and seeing the benefits is addictive to people. Getting good sleep should be addictive to people. I don't like to use the word addiction because there's no chemical addiction happening here, but we are seeing a very sticky customer base in our app. We see usage rates. I mean, our daily active user rate is on par with Netflix, Jack. We're seeing the usage rates. So I like to call it good habits for mental wellness. I don't want to call it addiction because I feel like addiction has a negative term, and we're helping people like with mental wellness and balance and engaging with their life. So if there's a downside you guys can explain to me that I don't know about, please tell me.
Oh, this is this touches all the hot buttons here. Okay, so great question here. Any plans to make the product? I mean, so you're going to have other designs, right? Like I guess different form factors of this?
Yes. Our goal is to have over a dozen different form factors. So the back of my chair, imagine having a small sleeve that's sleek and it goes on the back of a chair that plays, you know, a signal onto your spine or your butt. Imagine something that's like a ski helmet. You know, our goal is to shrink this down as much as possible, right? Like we're talking about watches or belts or collars of a shirt even, or, you know, a simple patch. Even backpacks could have this on it. Like there's so many ways this technology can be used, but no two people are the same, right? Everybody wants to potentially use it differently, right? Like some people love laptops. Some people need a desktop. Some people only use their phone. So we're trying to get different use cases so that people can use the one that's most efficient for them.
Great question. Can this be used for like yapping dogs, little dogs that yap?
Oh my gosh. So right now we do not have the license for this, by the way. Our parent company has the license. We have had many discussions, and we even have a couple of partners that we're in talks with that want to use this on pets. The reason is because we have a lot of customers already that they'll have a cat or a dog sitting next to them on the couch when they're playing a signal, and the animal just mellow. They completely mellow. And we'll get emails. We have many emails from people or saying, hey, does this work on animals? I saw this happen to my cat. I saw this happen to my dog. You know, it's not really built to put around a dog's neck, by the way. Like we have to build a new form factor for a collar or a sleep bed for a pet. But absolutely, this people usually buy things for their pets before they use them on themselves, new technologies. So with our partners we're talking to, this is a potential home run.
Can this help with mild anxiety issues?
So anxiety is a medical claim, as is depression and pain and insomnia. We're not allowed to make those claims. But if you're asking if it helps people have less stress, the answer is yes. People use the relax and calm and happy signals are the 3 top signals for that.
What's your year 1 revenue target?
That's good. I would turn you to our prospectus to see our unit sales targets and our partners' targets. I believe we're $750,000 already sold just before we've launched our marketing in the last several months. Depends on how you're looking at the next year revenue targets, but if we can get our 15,000 units sold, you just multiply that number. That's our goal by, I think, October. I don't know the exact number, but I think of life in terms of units sold, sorry, not exact dollars, because there's Canadian dollars, there's US dollars, there's subscription rates, there's per unit rates, but you can do the math and post it. 15,000 units by October is our next hit here. But again, you have to look at this as a hockey stick. Getting the attention and early adopters to get those first 1,000 out the door, which we've got 3,000 of the first 10,000 already out the door, that hits our inflection point. That's how Oura Ring got 100,000 sold within just a few months after that. So really the marching orders are get the 10,000 out the door, make sure the customers are happy, make sure the conversion rates are good, and then we'll be able to go from there.
Okay, interesting question. What is behind this name, HAPB?
I get so much flack for this. Happy.com is impossible to buy. That's why. So the logo is a bee. And everyone on our team, this is like sentimental. They want the B to be in the name. So we said, okay, if our goal is to make people happy, but we can't get the domain HAPPY, well, let's just make it HAPB and do a little play on words. So there you go. HAPBEE, happy. People still say the word happy, and I like that because I want people to have a happy feeling every time they say our name. You know, there is something psychological that happens when you say the name, and it's called happy. That's the whole point.
Look at this. We're selling product here. This is like a QVC. Steve just bought one of the Happy units, and he bought the stock. Okay, look at this adoption. The adoption is starting to happen.
Yep. There you go.
Let's see here. Okay. 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 So we got you answered this. You had 4 different form factors. We answered this, right?
Yeah. There's a lot of PEMF companies out there, and we like that. The more rising tide raises all ships, and a lot of these other companies like Apollo and NeoRhythm and Halo Neuro, there's a lot of direct stim companies. They just basically pulse you with an electric shock or a magnetic field, but it's only one frequency. it's like playing a C chord on the piano and they say it supports relaxation or memory or things like that. We are literally playing 24 million bits of information on you that uses the full spectrum DC to 22 kilohertz. So we're playing like the Bach sonata onto your body to deliver these sensations in a very, very precise way. And it's coming straight from compounds that you would ingest. So it's a completely different model. And so I love that all these other companies out there are rolling out the red carpet.
Okay. Scott, I want to ask you actually, just, you started talking a little bit about your background and the whole, but can you, give it kind of tell the audience a little about like, your again, the details of your background, like business you've done, like, about you, you're in Phoenix, right? The company is based in Phoenix.
Yeah, we're all over. We're virtual all over the country and in Vancouver, BC with our teams. But yeah, mainstays are Seattle, Vancouver, and here in Phoenix, where I live.
And how did you get into this? What's your background?
So I'm a consumer tech guy. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I invested in this technology, 12, 13 years ago with my, family and friends. That's how I heard about it. But I've got the largest school fundraising franchise called Apex Leadership Co. in America. We've got 4 million kids that we serve, hundreds of franchisees in 38 states. So I've built that company over the last 10 years. My wife's a teacher. But what people don't realize is that sounds really fun and kiddie, which it is fun. But we have an entire team of app developers and coders and marketers and manufacturers and promotional companies that are all on team. So all I had to do was bring over like 5 of the best to help grow this and blow this up. And it was like a no-brainer. I've also got a company called myfirstsale.com. We teach thousands of kids how to be entrepreneurs. So it's a courses to learn all about entrepreneurship. And we actually help them launch a storefront page at myfirstsale.com. It's like a passion project. We do it for fun. And so I'm in this technology space. I love wearables, the consumer space. So when this whole idea came up that we should take the emulate medical technology into the consumer world, I was the first person to step up and say, I know what you got to build here. Here's what you should do. And all of the emulate folks are, they're older, they're scientists. They don't really know the consumer space because they're in FDA medical world. And so it was just kind of the perfect marriage for me to come in with my team and launch this. And so I will say, this is a great story before we wrap up. My grandma was the first person to try Relax. She had arthritis for a long time, all these problems, didn't sleep well. And she's the reason I'm doing this, by the way. I said, maybe this could help her. And so I didn't tell her what it was. I didn't tell her the name of it or this signal or anything. I just put this thing on her head and just said, hey, this may make you feel better. And 10 to 15 minutes later, she was hugging people. She was up, jumping, bouncing around, feeling amazing. That night, she slept 11 hours. And the next day, my grandpa gave us $100,000. He said, you got to launch this business. And that is how this whole thing got going. And I was like, okay, I'm in. If it worked on my grandma, who has no idea what any of this is, it's going to work on a billion other people.
Okay. It's very important. So you've started a previous business. Well, it's an existing business, which has, you said you have 4 million. So you have a team that's basically, so you have a serious team. You have 4 million customers essentially, right? You said the school kids?
Yeah, we've served over 4 million students. It's a school fundraising company. So we teach leadership and fitness. It's called Apex. And so it's a franchise model. So franchisees come in, they launch Kansas, or they launch Florida, or they launch Texas. And so we're in 38 states all over the country. We've been doing it for 10 years. Entrepreneur 500 list, fastest growing franchises for like 8 years. So it's a great business. It was one of the first biggest ones for me. And then Hapbee came along, and here we are.
Okay, so the bottom line is you know how to build, how to scale business, how to build out teams, operations. So execution is not going to be an issue here, essentially.
No, we've got an incredible team. We've got, our board alone and our advisors. I told you about some of our launching partners and advisors, but Chris Rivera, our board chairman, he started Hyperion. Go look up Hyperion. It's over $1 billion market cap now. Charlie McNerney's on our board. He is the director of tech safety for Microsoft with Bill Gates for many, many years. Now he's doing the exact same job at Expedia. Okay, Mark Tim, he runs Zig Ziglar's company as the largest Amazon fulfillment center. These guys are on our board. Okay, Rob Dizziak, he was the president of Winnipeg Stock Exchange, helped take over a dozen companies public just like this. Mike Matisic, incredible CFO experience in public companies. So we've just got a stacked deck of people that are working on building this thing into, what did you call it, 100 bag?
100 bagger. This is we need a 100 bagger stock, meaning a stock that goes up 100x. So for you, that would be basically $75. So 100x from where we technically started.
Okay.
So if to be $75, you would need to have 250,000
Yep.
Customers, paying customers, and that would give you 5 million. What is it? 5 million. What, 250,000 would give you 5 million a month revenue, 60 million a year.
A little more.
And 50x, 3 billion. Hey, do the math backwards. $70.
Yep. There we go.
How difficult would it be to get to, let's call it 100,000? Yeah, the 100,000 is a big milestone. How long would it take, do you think, to get there? That's a tough question, maybe.
When you're running a business like this in the digital marketing space, it really is a matter of cost per acquisition. Okay. So right now we've been fixing the product, the onboarding, the app, making things clean, getting our manufacturing in order. And we've just been testing our marketing spend. And now we've gotten our couple $100 per customer is pretty good. And it's creeping down every day. We're seeing that number. Once that number gets in line, which we are very close, all we have to do is multiply the spend because we're not losing money anymore. We're making money for every customer we bring on. And since this is a membership model, we have an ability to market higher because we care about long-term subscriptions. Does that make sense? So it's really, for me, I don't look at it as like, hopefully I can sell X amount by X date. All I'm looking at every day with my team is CPA, right? Cost per acquisition. What's my CAC? When are we hitting this number? And what are the levers I need to pull to get there? That's all we do. And once we're hitting that, we're just ratcheting it up. And so I love watching this thing just start creeping down. We already have several funnels that are under that. Some of those, you can't spend a ton because they're either retargeting or they're a direct ad to someone's client base, right? But we are now learning the magic that gets us over that line. Oura Ring was the exact same deal.
What's the percentage of insider ownership?
So basically myself and our board and our insiders, almost half of the whole.
There's motivation here.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. That's why I said earlier, half the stocks are locked. This is a very tightly held company. We went public to tell the world about this. So this is still, early ground floor stuff. We are in this for many years, and the vision is following what we're saying, because I'm building the next form factor. I'm building the next many signals. I'm building the app to reflect that. I'm building new manufacturing lines to be able to reflect the growth. We're getting ready.
Interesting comment. This is for esports because focus or whatever. So it's funny. You actually, Scott, there's synergies between you and a couple of companies in our universe, which I think I've introduced to. So that could be something. I think somebody was asking about affiliates. Somebody was asking about affiliates, affiliate marketing stuff. Are you through affiliate marketers? Like these online guys, and they get like.
Yeah. Sorry, for some reason there's a little bit cutting out right now. But you asked about affiliates. We have a whole affiliate plan that we've been building for 6 months. So you can literally go to hapbee.com/partnerships. We built this tech with our marketing partners. You can sign up, create the URL of your landing page, and you can put in your account, and we auto send you payments right away as you share to your audience. We also have a sharing kit that's a clickable PDF that educates all affiliates on how it works. We have swipe copy, videos. I have 5 videos that I made with my team to educate any affiliate on how to talk about the technology, how to educate the customers, how to use it. This is all a very seamless process that we're now preparing to scale to hundreds and thousands of people that want to rep the brand. The problem there is making sure that they say the right stuff, because you never know. Someone can say anything.
Yeah, so you're gonna have that guy, you know, the guy who does the videos. Yeah, here I am sitting in my garage with the Lamborghini, and
yeah, basically.
Let's see here. So okay, so basically, somebody. So if anybody's interested in the affiliate marketing, go to the HAPBee.com website and you can sign up somewhere, whatever it is. Okay.
Partnerships. Yep.
Okay. Questions coming in right now. How much cash? How much cash on hand do you have? Like, because you consume. Can you hear? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, for some reason the internet is breaking up a little bit. Yeah, but I can hear you well now. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, there's some. I think there's something on your.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Okay. So you asked about cash in the company. I heard that, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So cash in the company, we have 2.5 million US to 3 million US right now, and a bunch of warrants coming. And our burn rate is pretty low. So we're able to use that for marketing and operational growth. So we're pretty confident that we've got good cash in the bank right now to get ourselves through to the profitability number and selling the units.
And what's the warrants? How many warrants? What's the warrants?
50 cent, well, it depends. There's certain levels, but usually it's 50 cent warrants, and we've got many millions of dollars of those coming as well. And so that'll just add cash flow to the treasury so that we can continue to grow and market the stock and bring on the right team members.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I think there's an internet thing. Wrap this up because your internet is you might be on. Scott, two last questions. I'm gonna get back to work making revenues. Milestones coming up. Whose flow can investors look forward to in the next let's call it 8 weeks? Yeah,
so there's some what I can say. We've got some great partnerships coming out. Some great podcasts, affiliates. The big one today with the patent application, the provisional for the bed. But you can look at more along the lines of marketing partnerships is going to be some of the biggest stuff going on right now. You're also going to see some of our science studies that are in the works. We've got some sleep studies going on, some memory studies with Cambridge Brain Science, really exciting information there. And then just certain markets, counseling, veterans, addiction recovery, these markets are wanting to launch partnerships over the next few months. And so you'll see these as we get them. We're in talks right now. A few we can't talk about, but a few you'll be able to see here pretty quick. So those are the big milestones.
Okay, so marketing. So there's going to be marketing track again. Okay. Last question. That's it. Always ask every. In your opinion, top 3 reasons why investors consider HAPBee stock today.
Top 3 reasons. Okay. I think the first one is this is a new platform technology, right? I mean, think of like Apple when they started. We talked about this earlier. It's like the first iPod, 1,000 songs in your pocket. This is 1,000 feelings around your neck. I mean, it's very parallel. And so this is a platform technology that we're building. It's a long-term play. It's a grand vision. We're very excited about it. That would be the first reason I would say why this is a great stock to hold. Number 2, the market opportunity. This is, front and center, the mental wellness space. And by the way, the wearable tech space is growing it's one of the fastest growing industries. It's going to $62.5 billion in the next 3 years. So we're in a great space just with wearables, but I think what we really are is a mental wellness product, which is one of the fastest growing spaces of all the industries. We were worried last year that COVID would hurt us. COVID exploded us because people need mental health. They want relaxation. They want better sleep. They want to feel alert and be in control of their emotions. So that's another reason why I think it's just it's one of the fastest growing industries that people are going to want to be in. And then number 3, I mean, we have traction. We're ready to go. We have the inventory. We've got the market ready. We've got the partnerships. We've got the board. We've got the team on the bus. And you know, it's fun to watch this thing start to hockey stick. So I think just traction is probably the best answer to the third one. So those are the 3 I'd say.
I wraps it up. That's the main thing. The traction is happening. So the company's, you know, inflection point right where we're like, you know, on our platform. So Scott, we got to get you back hopefully in about a week or so. We'll have you do like the slideshow formal presentation. Hopefully you'll have some news then, so we can see, you know. And I'm gonna set this up because I'm gonna set up the thing on the and then I'll give a full review.
By the way, a lot of traders using this right now. They just go alert, focus, alert, focus. That's their workday. They do about 4 to 6 hours, and it's just, I mean, I use focus for most of this call, and it was fantastic. So that's a big one for people that are presenting, selling, trading. Like if you're high functioning exec, those are the signals: alert, focus. That's what I want feedback on from you.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to set this up. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for joining us in the live stream. We'll see you on the next one.
Thanks, everyone.